everyone, this is a video to help you prepare yourself for the IGCSE World Literature Examination in 2024 and 2025. This is one of the set texts, Promenade, and I've collated 5 important quotations to help you streamline your revision. So the text starts with an older man reflecting on his youth and thinking about his age. First quotation then, when I look in the mirror, the experience is much the same as it was when I was a younger man. So he gives the impression that he is quite pleased with his current age. He feels essentially a little bit ageless, and he feels like he hasn't changed much in his lifetime. This symbolism of the mirror reflects the idea that he is always looking upon himself though, and critically, with a critical eye. And we do get a sense that this character, this narrator, is trying to convince himself that everything in his life is quite well structured and he's happy with his routine. He continues that when he goes on his evening walks along the promenade, they all seem, and he reflects on the people around him as he does that, they all seem serene, and they all seem serene and calm, somehow meditative. Again, supporting this idea that he is displacing himself as a calm person, somebody who is chilled, and it's reflected in those people who are around him. Symbolism of light here, conveying this idea of happiness and serenity, calm. I know I do. That short sentence there conveying that there's a certainty about that. I know I do. As the story develops and this man continues his evening strolls, he then comes across another man as a contrast to him. An actual young man sweating and streaming in a cloud of musk. So this man really does physically exert himself. You can see that in a cloud of musk, and he jogs fast and purposefully. There's almost a sense of inferiority complex. He thinks that this man is better than he is. He jogs fast and purposefully, like his youth is a real key factor in this man being able to move in this way. He intersects regularly, this young man, with my evening promenade, Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays. Now we're reminded here of the routine that this man, the narrator, and the boxer share. They all, well, the two of them, Monday, Wednesday and Saturdays, do this routine. A sense of happiness in a shared routine and a shared experience is conveyed through this narrator. He gets a sense of comfort from this routine, and he pictures himself and paints himself as somebody who thrives in that routine. There's some imagery here in this third quotation. It is the third one. 2 men changeless. Now he puts himself, the narrator, in the bracket of being changeless, and there's a sense of comfort again in that. Beating the same, if opposite routine. Remember, they're passing and the boxer is going the opposite way, opposite routine. It is comforting. He admits that it is comforting. But again, there's this contrast created between the man, the narrator, the older man, and the younger man who he is passing. I imagine that we are caught in a similar stasis. So similar stasis, that sibilance there to portray that he is the same, and it's emphasised there. Like me, he is fighting to keep his body where it is. And there's an extended metaphor there, because we learn that this man is actually a boxer, this young man. The narrator, I've not included it in an important quotation, but the narrator does end up doing a little boxing dance with this boxer over the time. So they have a connection, and we're in the middle of the story now. Well, as we all know, the story ends in quite a dramatic way. That sense of comfort is really contrasted by the fact that one evening our narrator is slightly out of his routine. He's not really feeling himself, and then something bad happens on his run. he notices that the boxer is lying on his back. This is the young man. I back away. Notice that he is really, really upset by this. He doesn't know the boxer personally, but he feels like he does. The ambulance drives past me, but it goes slowly and with no siren or lights flashing. Again, a symbol is given. Notice we talked about light at the beginning. They all seem serene, a generous light, a contrast then to the no siren or lights flashing. This is darkness. And we know that if it's not flashing, there's no urgency. And sadly, that boxer has died. It's been a fatal accident. And then the narrator is forever changed by seeing this man who he felt he had a connection with. He is now lost. And here we are, the final quotation. Here where I am walking, the world is darker, and I see clearly that age has come to me at last. So this symbolism of light that is throughout the whole story would be something I would be latching onto to streamline my revision. And this contrast of how he feels about his age at the end is now, he's not hiding that he's worried. He sees that age has come to him at last. He has a bit of clarity after, that's a T there, a bit of clarity after watching this boxer lose his life, or the comparison of the young man dying has made him reflect on his own mortality. Not a particularly uplifting ending to the story, but it is symbolic of the idea of mortality and change and growth, and perhaps makes us question at the beginning when he says, when I look in the mirror, and he's comparing his age, it makes us question whether it was all a bit of a facade and that there was a foreshadowing nature in the story, that he was always kind of worried about his age, and that seeing that boxer has cemented that worry for him. So 5 key quotations there that you could be picking out and talking about, sorry about that, and you'll be able to see the importance of those and how they link between one another. If it were me, I'll be changing these quotations into images to help me jog my memory of the key parts and the key words. So for example, I'm terrible at drawing, but perhaps this would be my mirror. Perhaps this would be my light, and I'd be picking out that word generous light. I'm not going to embarrass myself by any more hideous drawings, but you essentially get the point of turning ideas into dual code with a bit of a symbol can really help you streamline your revision, and you can help yourself in these ways when we are trying to learn key quotations. Best of luck.